Hey guys, it's Jordan here, along with Austin, and today we are doing a deck profile on his pure Performapal deck.
Yeah, this isn't completely pure, but it's mostly, and I absolutely love this deck. It's got insane OTK potential, and it's a lot of fun to play. So we'll get right into it. First off, we got 3 Dante in Disguise. It's actually Performapal Pendulum Sorcerer, but it looks a lot like Dante though. This card's the best card in the deck by far. It's really good. It deck thins immensely, and it's your best monster. Its skill effect is really underrated though, because it allows, when you Pendulum Summon, all of your Performapal monsters gain 1,000 attack. Which, if you have five Performapal monsters on your field when that happens, it's 5,000 more damage, and that's even if the card leaves the field. It's really good. Next we have 1 Joker and 1 Monkey Board. I'm pretty sure most of you know what these cards do. They're at 1 for a reason. They're really good. They both search out, and there's no reason not to play them. Next we have triple Performapal Lizard Draw. Now, this card allows me to draw. Its skill effect, you can destroy it to draw a card. And its monster effect is also fun because you can summon defense per se. Or that's what I like to do, summon it in defense. And then my opponent has to get rid of it before they get rid of any of my other monsters, otherwise I get to draw. And a funny combo is to have this and Danister out on the field, and then this can't be destroyed, and they have to get rid of Danister first. Which means if they destroy Danister, then you get to draw because of it. Next we have Performapal Key Turtle. This card allows me to draw as a skill. It's a 6 skill, which is really good for the deck. And it's a good card just to keep in your skills because you can keep drawing turn by turn. Next we have 3 Performapal Silverclaw. This card to me is just like all reliable in the deck. It's level 4, 1800 attack, skill 5. All those are good. It's good skill effect, good monster effect. When it declares an attack, it bumps up to 21. It bumps all my other Performapals up 300. So when its skill effect, it bumps all Performapals up 300 more attack. It's always a good card to have, and it doesn't have any flaws. Next we have 2 Performapal Partnaga. This card is good because it can bump up 1 monster I control by 300 times each Performapal card that I have on the field. So I've had times where and numerous times, not just a few times, where I've been able to bump something up by 2100 because I've had 7 Performapal cards on the field, which isn't that hard to do. Next we have 2 Drumming Kong. Its name is actually Drummerilla, but I just prefer Drumming Kong. That was its OCG translation name. Basically, both of its effects allow you to bump up a Performapal's or a monster's attack up by 600 if it battles another monster, which is always useful to have for those few times where your opponent has a monster that's just barely higher attack than what yours has, or to get that little extra damage in. And then we have triple Performapal Second Donkey. This card, if you have 2 cards in both of your skills, allows you to basically search another card when it's normal or special summoned. So it differs in Joker in that way. It's got 1,000 attack, which isn't that great, but the 2,000 defense, which is really good. And it's a level 4, which is useful for Exceed plays. Next we have 1 Performapal Whipstake. This is my favorite Performapal monster. You may think it's not that great. So do all my opponents who see it and then end up losing to it, as I did to somebody today, which is really funny because he was just talking about how the card wasn't that good, and I ended up using it to win. Next we have 1 Performapal Help Princess. I'm not the biggest fan of this card, but it's useful because it can help you avoid Solemn Strikes, and it's also useful to be an allure target, because you can discard it and you don't really mind. It's also level 4, so again for Exceed plays. Then we have 1 Luster. Making Ignister and Dinosaur is so good. And also its scale effect can allow you to get another Sorcerer or another Silverclaw or something like that. Next we have 2 Armageddon Knight. This is for the Dark Engine of the deck. This card can dump Zephyros the Elite or Shadow Dragon. Use this to up my combos or allow me to reuse a Monkey Board and or Joker. This card just gets rid of back row because I hate back row. Now for Shadow Dragon, I've been thinking about playing Holding Legs instead because it kind of does the same thing, but it's better. I haven't gotten to testing it yet, but I want to do that in the future. And then we have 2 Maxi. I built this deck to go second because a lot of the meta likes going first. So I think Maxi main deck can get me some draws and allow me to go off the first turn that I play, which would be the second turn of the game. And then we have 2 Pendulum Rising.
Best card in the deck, in my
I
opinion.
absolutely love this card. With all the non-Pendulum monsters that I play, this card allows me to get into my Sorcerer or get into my Luster or whatever I need. And it's just very good. Then I have 2 Performapal Recasting. This card basically allows me to shuffle back Performapals that I have in my hand. And I can reveal however many that I want. And then draw that same number plus 1. It's useful to me to help bad hands and also to just to be a free deck then, basically. And I play this over Ignite Reload because, for one thing, my deck isn't all Pendulums. But it is mostly Performapals, and also it doesn't have the draw restriction that Reload does. It's also cheaper in price, too, if that matters. And then I have 1 Rhoda. It searches out Armageddon Knight, searches out Help Princess. It's a useful deck, then. I have 1 Upstart. I still think this card is very good at 1. And the life point doesn't matter, and you can still play a 39-card deck. And then I play 1 Allure. I play 9 dark targets for this, although not all of them I want to banish for it, but it's still useful to draw 2 cards in a combo-based deck. Then I have 1 Dark Hole. This card's really good because in an OTK deck, being able to clear your field, or in your opponent's field, is really useful. And I like this over Regeki because I get to clear my field of any unwanted Exceeds or any remaining monsters I just don't want on my field. And then I have 1 Twin Twister, and then double MST. I'm only playing the 1 Twin Twister because I don't like the discard. I don't like having to discard, but sometimes it's useful getting rid of the multiple back row. And then the double MST because I absolutely hate back row and I don't want to deal with it. Especially with all the Solemn Strikes running around. And now that's it for the main deck, so now we'll move on to the extra deck. So I have 1 Ignister and 1 Dinosaur.
No Magister?
No Magister because I honestly just never found myself making it. But these two are both very useful, and I make them frequently, even with just the 1 Luster. Then I have 1 Utopia, 1 Utopia Prime, and then 1 Utopia Lightning. This deck has a bad Cosmo matchup, so this card helps immensely in a lot of matchups, plus having Lightning being able to bump up to 5,000 helps with being able to OTK things anyway. So I don't see a reason why not to play this. I've had many times that I've been able to use the extra attack on Lightning, so playing the Prime is definitely worth it to me as well. I have double Castel. These just help to get rid of general annoyances. Castel's one of the best legal rank 4s in that game, and so I don't see a reason not to play it. And then I have double Dweller. It shuts down BA, it helps to beat Cosmo. It even helps against Monarchs. It's just a really good card in general. 1 Evil Storm Nightmare. As I mentioned, I have 9 Darks in the deck. All of them are level 4. And so this card's very good against the meta, especially something like BA or Cosmo. It just helps, and it's difficult to get over. And then I have 1 Giant Hand. This card's just a good defensive rank 4 that I can use, and it's useful just to, not even to use its effect, but just to bait out your opponent's cards to have to get rid of it. And then I have 1 number 101 Silent Honor. This card, a lot of people say it isn't very good anymore. I can see that, but at the same time, this card has helped me so much in this deck. Not even for its effect, but just sometimes to stall. That I just haven't found a reason not to play it. And I have 1 Dark Rebellion Exceed Dragon. This card I like because it helps with OTKing and can get me a really big monster on the board really quickly. I have 1 Gaga Cowboy. Again, when I'm trying to OTK, sometimes I just run into instances where I have just not enough damage, but barely, and Cowboy makes it to where I can put that little damage on the board and win the game. And then I have 1 Shark Fortress. I play 4 level 5s in the deck, and this card's useful to use those. And I have won a game because I went Shark Fortress plus Utopia the Lightning, and I've been able to attack twice with Lightning to OTK my opponent because I got enough damage on board because of that. Now onto my side deck.
There's a little sneak.
Sneak peek at the side deck, let's go. So I'm playing the full Kaiju engine in this. I haven't seen people playing it in Pendulum decks, but I think it's really good because of the Cosmo matchup struggles that I have with this, and also because like these two especially, I've said this in almost every matchup because they're useful. Like these are useful against Cosmo, they're useful against BA, they're them plus the Slumbers and stuff are useful against Monarchs. I just don't see a reason why not to play it. I have one MST just for my back row hate, because as I've said, I hate back row. 2 system down. Again, the Cosmo matchup is just really bad, so I want to side against them. I have like 8 side cards against Cosmo, so that's how that works. Double Effect Veiler helps against Monarchs and other just random rogue matchups. It's never a bad card to play. And I have 2 Jewel and Lockbird, another card for Monarchs. It's useful to stop them, especially if you can catch them off of like a Tenacity and stuff like that. And then I have 2 Flying Sea for the BA matchup. It's pretty self-explanatory why.
And then you want to explain how you did today?
Yeah, and then so today with the deck I went 3-1. Round 1 I went against Buster Blader. Wasn't really ever able to get anything off, so I was able to beat him pretty quickly. Round 2 I went up against Lightsworn. Lightsworn was undefeated through the one round, and they had been able to they'd been pretty good, but I was able to win that as well. Round 3 I went against Burning Abyss.
He won 1-0.
I won the one game because we went to time game 1 because we were both basically just stalling, which was hilarious, but I ended up winning because I was able to put enough damage up in time to win. And then round 4 I went up against Jordan and him playing Cosmo.
Yeah.
And I got destroyed because he just drew amazingly in every single game.
Bricked as well.
Yeah, I kind of bricked. And then in top 8 I faced a different Cosmo. Again, first matchup, and it wasn't so much that my opponent beat me as that I just bricked both games after drawing amazingly the rest of the tournament, and that's just how that worked. But otherwise, this deck plays pretty well, and I like it so far. So
yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any suggestions for Austin, leave them down in the comment section below. And if you guys have anything question-wise for Austin, leave them also in the comments below. We might make a secondary video explaining some of the combos that this deck can have.
Yeah.
All right, see you guys next time. Goodbye.